everyone, it's Erin with Hail Varsity. I'm joined by Greg, also of Hail Varsity, and we are here to recap another week of Nebraska football practice. We just got done hearing from Coach Scott Frost. Nebraska is getting ready to pack up and head to East Lansing to face Michigan State. In fact, they literally are backing up right behind us. And it was another short and sweet Thursday. There's not usually a ton of information that comes from Thursday availability, but we did get a couple of quick things. Let's just do what we did on Tuesday, a quick injury report. Javen Wright, he posted on social media, I believe just yesterday, that he's unfortunately facing blood clots, his second blood clot. It's something that Scott Frost said could be a potential season-ending injury, likely is a season-ending injury, and that they just want to work to help get this figured out for him so that it's not something that continues to plague him in the future, so he can be healthy. So that was really all he was able to offer. Otherwise, Oliver Martin, he's not sure he's ready to go against Michigan State, said, that was what he'd like, fingers crossed, but he's not yet ready to say, if he'll be able to play this week. Sounds like that might be another case like they did with Casey Rogers, where he might travel, might be able to dress, all of that, but then ultimately doesn't go through doesn't actually play, is what I was trying to say. But we'll see more, I guess, come Saturday. But those are kind of the quick injury updates. I know that was a lot of you appreciated the efficiency of that on Tuesday. So there you go. There's your injury report. Now, Greg, we've had a whole week of hearing from coaches. We've heard from Scott Frost now twice. What is your takeaway heading into this matchup with Michigan State?
Yeah, I think the team is ready and excited for the next challenge. I think that we've heard that consistently throughout the week. I think they're also really excited to get into more of the meat of Big Ten football, right? Yes. I think that has been a big topic of conversation. And then stopping Michigan State or slowing down Michigan State's rushing attack led by Kenneth Walker III. I feel like every coach and player that we've talked to, especially obviously defensively, have mentioned just how good and talented of a player he is.
Now, even even Frost, who has not paid a ton of attention to Michigan State's offense. He's been primarily focused on the defense, but even he's aware of Walker and knows that he is an incredibly talented running back, and they're going to have to be prepared for him. That defense is not going to be able to allow that much because he'll take advantage. Anything you give, he is going to take and then some. Now, one other thing, Saturday is a night game for Nebraska. Yes. It's also an Eastern time zone night game. So it's 6 p.m. Central for those of you in the Central time zone, but 7 p.m. in the Eastern time zone.
Where the team will be.
So it's going to be a long day for them in the hotel, and that's something that while coaches would rather probably just get up, Scott said that, get the day started, get the game over. They understand that night games are special. There's something that fans look forward to. It's something that the team looks forward to. So they're just planning on getting them up, having them go through, maybe he said that they maybe get them
just kind of keep them active and get them warm.
Do something active with them. So what that means,
just kind of run around the hotel, I was going to say the lobby, but like a ballroom.
You just see them running laps around the hotel.
I'm glad that you mentioned the game time about 3 times now over the course of the week, because I definitely needed the reminder myself because I continue to forget, because it's just a goofy kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where Nebraska had that big noon kick the first week that was actually noon, and then big noon this last week against Oklahoma that was actually 11 a.m.
Right.
So if you are, just put it on your calendar now. I'm telling you this, and it's important because, trust me, you might be going, Erin, you've told us already. Somebody is inevitably going to tweet at us on Saturday and say, I was not aware that it's at 6 and not 7 or at 7 and whatever. Yeah. 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, there you have it.
There it is.
Well, it's kind of one of those, it's one of those big test weeks again for Nebraska.
It's a huge game.
Oklahoma, Scott Frost did say it. Oklahoma definitely built their confidence up. They felt pretty good after it, but now they really need to finish a game. And if this is that game, it's against number 20 Michigan State. They're going to get a challenge across the board.
And you've got a lot of interesting stuff coming from the Michigan State side. Mel Tucker and how fired up, I guess is the way to describe it, he is to play in this type of a big game. They're going to try to stripe their stadium with the green and the white T-shirts in the different sections. They're treating it, Michigan State, as it's a huge game. And I think Nebraska needs to find a way to match that intensity going into this game, too.
I've said this in weeks past. A lot of times Nebraska just needs to show up and be adamant that it belongs. They need to act like this is what we're here for. Sometimes that attitude can pay dividends in the long run. Just having an attitude of when things get tough, not not letting yourself get down, just continuing to fight through it. Like, that's really what Nebraska needs. And obviously, one last note, offensive line. Frost knows what that offensive line needs to do. We will have that video at hailvarsity.com, or excuse me, right here on our YouTube channel. So just go and check that out next. But we also heard about special teams and kicking. He said they were working on it. Not yet ready to say who the punter will be against Michigan State. So, there's things still to answer, but they know that special teams and the offensive line have to be better, or else it could get out of hand quickly. So, again, this is that test. This is the test. There's not much more we can say at this point, but if you do want more, because I'm sure you do, you can ask a question and we will be happy to answer that if we're able. Otherwise, we have our practice report and other information at hailvarsity.com. We have all the videos that we mention right here on this YouTube channel, so you might as well subscribe. You'll get notifications when those videos pop up. Just do it. Just do it.
Just keep it locked on Hail Varsity for all things.
For all things, especially recruiting, you name it. So we will be back later this week. Well, we will be back Saturday with more from the game, and then we'll be back next week with additional coverage as we head into another game week. But first, Michigan State. We will have more this weekend. Stick with us. Subscribe. Bookmark hailvarsity.com. We appreciate you, and we'll talk to you later.